Are you wearing a mask because of COVID or because of your identity? All right, who do we have today?
My name is Jacob.
Jacob, why are you here today?
I'm here because I'm concerned about how Trump seems to be deporting people without due process to El Salvador prison.
What does your sign say?
My sign reads a quote from the Fifth Amendment, which many people seem to have forgotten. I see a lot of people recently saying that due process only applies to citizens when that is false. It applies to all people in the United States.
Do you think that criminals should be deported?
Sure, if after a due process fair trial they've been convicted.
So you are in favor of deporting criminals if they go to trial. You agree that they should be deported.
A fair trial, yes.
What do you say to the people that say, well, if you come here illegally, that's a violation of the law, so technically that also makes you a criminal, so should those people be deported?
They need to have committed a crime, and due process applies to all people, whether you're a citizen, whether you're here illegally, no matter how you got here.
Coming into America without papers is a crime.
He kind of froze there for a second. I think because I'm brown as hell and I have an accent, he probably just assumed that we were on the same boat.
That's what the law says, actually. That if you come here illegally, if you come here without papers, you don't go through the proper process or port of entry, that is considered a crime. So are those people considered criminals?
It needs to be proven in a court of law fairly that they're here illegally
Okay, here, I proved it. Now deport them all.
before anything can be done. Right now, people are being deported to El Salvador way too quickly without any proper process. I would like to see our government be less fascist and more just.
What does it mean to be a fascist?
Fascism is a difficult thing to explain, but it's marked generally by oppressing freedoms such as freedom of speech, such as removing people's right to due process, such as oppressing the freedom of assembly, and generally the destruction of democracy leading towards a dictatorship.
Do you believe that we're under
I believe
fascism?
It's taking constant fascist actions.
Besides the immigration thing, what else would you say?
Trump is oppressing the freedom of the press by not letting the Associated Press into the White House. There's blatant media manipulation, pushing Republican agendas and oppressing Democratic agendas. There's blatant corruption, such as Trump getting rid of inspector generals and weaponizing the Department of Justice against his political enemies, and choosing to selectively not prosecute his political allies and people that would benefit him monetarily. That's not the correct way that the Department of Justice should be wielded.
He literally just listed everything Democrats did during Trump's first term and Biden's entire presidency.
Can I ask you one more question?
Sure.
Are you wearing a mask because of COVID or because of your identity?
I'm wearing a mask because of my identity, because I believe that in a fascist government that oppresses the freedom of speech, that you need to protect your identity while expressing your freedom of speech.
So do you think all the people here today are at risk?
There may be some risk. I think that this isn't anywhere near being a riot. I don't think that it's a huge risk here in Houston right now, but I think that it may be in the future very soon, and it may be at political events getting more attention than this one. Unfortunately, this one's quite small.
Would you like to see more of this?
Absolutely.
Would you be in favor of people rioting, though?
Not rioting, but as I am, exercising their freedom of speech and assembly peacefully.
So he acknowledges that he's allowed to exercise his freedom of speech and freedom of assembly in a peaceful way, but in the same breath, he claims America is heading towards fascism. These people just don't make any sense.
Very nice. Thank you.
Thank you.
Make sure you subscribe to my channel, like, comment, and share this video. I will be posting more of my interviews of this event in the upcoming days. Bye.